Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hello, this is Daniel here. I'm doing a stream today. I thought I'd do something different. I'd do a live stream today. I don't have a guest artist in, but that's all good. You know, I thought I would keep up doing these weekly streams. And with those, you could find the artist. Today I don't have a guest artist. But that's all good. Repeat. But yeah. So today I thought I'd draw some facial expressions that people can come check out. You can come live and watch me live because I live stream on Twitch usually, and then this gets put onto the YouTube. So welcome. I'm doing some head drawings while we'll talk a bit about me as an artist and some just art things, you know, related. So yeah, usually I have an artist in and we talk about art for 40 minutes while either a time lapse is going on or some of the art is playing, which is all good. But yeah, it is, especially now that I'm looking at doing these videos nearly every week. So you probably end up getting videos like this where I do random drawings every now and again, and it'll get back into me actually drawing live, which is an interesting concept. I mean, I can't do a lot in 40 minutes. I'm surprised at what I can do in 40 minutes sometimes. But sometimes in 40 minutes is quite a small gap to do something sometimes. I suppose if it's something I really know and really confident about, 40 minutes can feel a long time at points. So welcome, thank you for joining me if you joined me. I really do appreciate it. I have videos coming in the next few weeks, some time-lapse drawing of character design coming up, so that will be coming up. I have the last week or so I have been just doing artists, talking with artists and having their work shown, but we should be back into time lapses soon, and this is a filler video just to kind of make sure that we've got videos coming up every week. So it might not be that great, but I'll try and make it as good as I can. So here I'm working on sorry about all the facial features and all that other fun quirky stuff. So lately I've been watching some videos about with interviews with a few artists about kind of their daily routines, and their Proco.com Proco YouTube channel as well. Proco YouTube channel had a video that came out I think it's a couple of weeks. It might be an old one. I'm pretty sure it was only not too long ago. But anyway, it was about their daily routines as an artist. You know, some of them are basically what they're doing is all just answering emails all morning. You know, like in Bobby Cheo's is, you know, he's got interviews all morning as well, and it's interesting to hear that. It's like, oh, the further you get up the scale, the less time you end up doing art, and it's like, oh, that doesn't sound right to me, but that's the way it is apparently. I mean, yeah, I feel that if you get lots of emails, you'll be scrolling through them all. I mean, I've only got, you know, I don't have much emails coming through. I just have random emails here and there. I don't have a lot, but you know, I spend quite a while on emails. And my daily routine usually starts off, depending if I've got the day off or not, is usually on a good day. It's me waking up, being in my office, my little office that I have, till about 9, and then yes, I'm getting too much detail here, so I'm just gonna go to the next one. So yeah, my daily routine is getting up at before 9 and just just kind of having breakfast and then coming to my office. And then the first thing I usually do is check my social media. So first I check email. Usually firstly I check emails, and then next I will check anything else like Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. Maybe I might watch a video, either art related or non-art related. Might watch a YouTube video just to start my day. Usually I try to do something quite art related. I might end up chucking on schoolism. I like watching schoolism while I work, and things like that. And then usually from there that usually takes like half an hour to an hour depending. It's pretty bad sometimes, but usually by then I've either started to put together my my screen, so it's all set for me, because I usually do recording now. I record all my process usually. So usually I'm putting together what my screen is supposed to look like, per se, you know, how it's supposed to look. And then from there it's drawing most of the day, and then maybe I might get disturbed before lunch. I might have to go do something, and I'll come back, and usually sometimes I can illustrate all the way till lunch, but usually around 11ish I've got something to do. You know, there might be some chores or something I need to go do during the day while I'm here. Sometimes I have to go out and get something, and then, but on a good day usually I'm in here doing drawings. And what they're talking about is kind of doing sketches in the morning, you know, quick, well, not quick, but kind of more trying to solve issues in the morning, you know, big issues that might take a lot of brain power in the morning, so that in the afternoon you're working on illustrations that you can just kind of render, and it won't take too much brain power to do that kind of a thing. But in the morning you're really doing brain power kind of stuff, like I'm doing here. I'm doing a bit of brain power here, is what I'm thinking of bringing into my routine, is bringing back daily drawings. Because daily drawings was something I did every day. I did it in the morning. I did anywhere from 5 minutes to about an hour of me just drawing something, and then I'd post it on DeviantArt. And obviously it wasn't that great, you know. I didn't care about the greatness, and the motivation was getting it up onto DeviantArt. That was the motivation for me. You know, to have a regular post every day. I mean, that was okay. I didn't really do that great at drawing sometimes, and some days were alright. I feel though it did lower my standard of quality per se on my channel. You know, like you had all these sketches that weren't that great, and then every now and again you'll have a great piece or something, or a good drawing that I did pop up. So I think it might have hit that, but it was a motivation for me to post it up every day. Yeah, so I feel like I could, I want to bring that back. I definitely want to bring my daily sketches back. So yeah, that's a thing that I want to bring back, is daily sketches. We'll go into the next one. So this will be 40 minutes. So 40 minutes is quite a while. Yeah, and I'll try to discuss some interesting topics. So I've had many artists in, from different parts of the world and different aspects of life, as I say in my YouTube video. So yeah, I've talked to some awesome artists, and they're so great to talk to, and they always have interesting and unique opinions. If some of them are really good, like they've been in the industry for years, and like Travis J. Hansen I've had. He was awesome. He'd been in the industry for 30 years. Some are really good already, but are not fully in the industry yet. They're trying to make their way in. Or they are, they're doing illustrations or commissions on the side or something, and they're wanting to get into another field of art or something, like they haven't fully flourished yet per se. Like me, I haven't fully flourished. I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and every day I'm trying to learn something new. And all artists will learn something new. I think it's one thing that never stop growing. Yeah, like one of the artists I had in, which was awesome, was the last one, which was Turnip Berry. She was awesome, and she said a few tips about try to remember now, about like breaking up what you want to learn, so it's not so much, I was talking about that too, how with some pieces I end up doing black and white first, fully black and white, like fully monochromatic, polychromatic, sorry, twist the words there, but yeah, polychromatic, so that I'm dealing with just one aspect of it, so it's all fully me doing polychromatic. So I'm only dealing with it turning from black and white. If you don't know what polychromatic, maybe look it up. It's basically using one color to paint a drawing. You could do it in blue, you could do it in green. You just have to use it from shades. So if I do it black and white, it's from white to black here. So I use all those shades and I don't go outside of that. And that's a polychromatic drawing for me, and that way I know how to I understand value a bit further, and I wouldn't recommend just doing it once and Bob's your uncle, I know everything about values. It's not that easy, like I feel like you should do it more than just once. You should keep doing it every now and again, even if you're doing color all the time, and you feel way confident with color, you feel like your color's all there. Even if you just do a checkup every now and again and you do polychromatic on top just to make sure all your tones look alright, yeah, and it's just a good way. I mean, I feel like having restrictions in your art, or design, or whatever you do, you might be a designer watching this, or an illustrator, having restrictions in what you're creating, I feel that does kind of help create something awesome. Like Inktober, in Inktober you're only allowed to use ink, per se, I think. Some people use white ink, and all that other stuff. Some people use pencil and ink, but the main theme is that you're using pretty much just ink. And other people, obviously, everyone does it their different way, but yeah, the main theme is that everyone does ink, which is great because yeah, it's a great restriction, because every artist is restricted just to use ink. So you do see every artist's different style with using just ink, because they're all using the same palette, they're all using different techniques and things. I think I've stuffed this face up. I might have another go at this face. Yeah, it was some gesture drawing for me. Sometimes I do it interesting. Sometimes I do. So I'm using Line of Action, which is a great site. It's I've been through a few sites here and there of gesture drawing. There's a few sites here and there that have just great pictures that you can draw from. This one you can have different, you can have humans, you can have animals, you can have hands, you can have just faces. So I find this one is really good, and it provides some really good photos. Like with some sites like this that do give you availability to gesture photos. Some end up having like stock photos, images, and others are great, and they've got that watermark all over them, and that can be annoying for some drawings sometimes, a bit off-putting. This site I've never come across image that has a kind of a watermark all over it yet. And yeah, they have different categories. You can do animals, so if you prefer to do animal drawings, there is animal poses there, or if you just want to toughen up your drawing skills towards animals, you can do so. So I think sometimes I get into too much detail. Yeah, I just kind of draw and create as I go, kind of a thing. I am like, sometimes I'll do the class mode. So the class mode, you start off with like doing poses every 20 seconds or something, and in 20 seconds, and then you do 6 for 1 minute each, and then you do they start gradually getting longer and longer until you've done your 30 minutes, or however long you want to do it. You can set like a 30-minute class, you can set 3-hour class, so it's great to do. So this is something I'm going to bring into my routine a bit further. What I'm thinking is that in Inktober, I will do a pose sketch of a human anatomy or something, a pose like this. I try not to get too much detail, like I said, but yeah, doing a pose. Sometimes you got to be quick about it. So I would recommend you doing it quickly every now and again, just to try and quickly jot down details and things like that. But I feel when I do it quickly, it does feel like you get nowhere, because you got all these drawings that you're doing, and you're doing it in 20 seconds or say, and you just have all these drawings that they're there. But the main thing is that in 30 seconds what you're trying to do is you're trying to take away the pose, and that's what you want, rather than focusing all the details, trying to get a great drawing. I mean, I don't feel this drawing is great, so I haven't spent a lot of time on it, but I still feel like I've got a pose there per se. I've got that head. What I can do is, if say I had a character that I wanted to do, say I would take this pose, yeah, I'll just take this pose, and yeah, I would then put my character details on top, and that's what I've been doing lately, is a lot of taking photos of myself, taking photos of myself in different poses. Yeah, I've been taking photos of myself in different poses. Yeah, and just kind of doodling, or kind of tracing per se, but you know, drawing me in a different pose and putting my character on top. Which admittedly isn't recommended, but because I'm going for more, I'm restricted for times because I'm trying to get these YouTube videos out every week. I kind of have to do it that way so that I've got the pose there, and it's all ready for me. I don't have to struggle for a couple of days trying to get the pose right. But in saying that, there is fix-ups in, you know, drawing from a photo as well, you know, trying to, maybe there's a bit of, like in one character you'll see coming up in the next few weeks, there'll be a bit of foreshortening that I'll be doing, so there might be a bit of foreshortening to do, and with foreshortening it's not exactly word for word from photo. You kind of for me, this way I feel, I'm not expert on foreshortening, but you know, it's like character, you have to kind of expand things. You have to go away from what you see in the photo so that you get the look of what you see in the photo, you know. It's interesting. It's not word for word copycat of it. You know, you can't just trace it and it'll look like what the photo looks like per se. That's what I'm trying to say, you know, like there's a bit of tweaking involved, bit of just changing things in the drawing to try and to make it pop out a bit more than just the tracing of the drawing, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I do that every now and again. So yeah, I definitely need to work on some anatomy and facial drawings and things like that. So that's why I thought might as well bring this YouTube video into a live stream kind of a thing, because I did one the other day and I thought that went well. I haven't done a lot of like live streams of lately, have all just been YouTube time lapses. So I thought might as well chop and change it, do something a little bit different right now, and then next week we should be back to another live stream with an artist, and it will be a time lapse, so it's back to a normal for who knows how long. But yeah, it's just a matter of trying to keep up with YouTube videos. It's a challenge, but it's worth it. I definitely can, and it's definitely improving my skills, just creating more characters. I'm going a little bit out of my comfort zone, which is great. I like to I do like going out of my comfort zone. Obviously there's a part of me that does like to stay in the comfort zone at times. You know, I really love creature design and I'm really craving it right now, you know, really craving drawing animals. I still get to draw animals on the side when I've got time, but I'm doing characters for now, which is something I'm not very confident about, but you know, I see it grow from week to week. I see something okay pop out, and it's like, oh, I'm actually not doing too bad here, you know. Like there's parts of times I actually surprise myself of what I can create. I mean, many years ago I would have been like, oh, this is pretty bad, and yeah, I am pretty bad at doing drawings. I mean, sorry, at human anatomy. but you know, I'll get there, and the main thing is that I keep at it. Yeah, I might end up, so I've got 15 more minutes. I might spend 15 minutes on the next pose. So we'll get the next face. And the next face, I will spend the whole 15 minutes pretty much of stream that's left on this one. So I did a few drawings here. So there's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and oh, did I do one here? That's the first one, and this one will be my last 50-minute sketch, and we'll see how far we actually get into it. The first one, definitely, it was a bit like I went a bit faster than the other ones, and now I am slowing down a lot more. But sometimes I do the 15-minute or 15-second sketches, sorry. Which obviously I go way faster than this. I just, you know, it's hard to keep up sometimes. Because it's like I'm working on one pose and then boom, another pose comes up. I'm like, oh no, I wanted to finish this pose. So you have to continue, and you have to continue with the next pose. You know, sometimes I'd rather have like 20-second ones, or 30-second ones, sorry. That will help me a little bit so I can get the whole pose done. And sometimes I get poses that are like real easy to me, and it's like I'm done within 10 seconds or something like that. You know, like it's got 20 minutes to do the pose, but oh no, sorry, that's over exaggerating. It's got like 2 minutes to do the pose, and then boom, I'm done. I'm done in like 20 seconds or something. So there's sometimes like that where I'm surprised myself, and there's still time to just relax for a minute while I wait for the next pose. But most of the time, yeah, I prefer to do it this way, to relax and just keep drawing a few poses here and there. I'm not too worried about how long they're going to take me, just kind of drawing them until it looks like that I've got the pose down, kind of a thing. But sometimes I do the 15-20 second gesture drawings, which I do recommend doing both. It's yeah, I do the 15-20 second, 30 second, then a minute sketches every now and again, which does help. It does get your drawing ability faster, you know, getting the pose right and everything, and then you worry about details and getting the actual like drawings. So this actual drawing I'm doing, rather than just the pose of the character right. You know, this is more me worrying about the drawing looking good than the pose, which sometimes it's good to work on the pose. The pose is really one of the vital, important key elements to a character or something. You know, you really need a good pose to tell a story with the character. You know, without a good pose, it might be a bit stiff. To me, I've seen some characters out there that are, you know, they're a bit stiff. They're just kind of general designs, so they don't like tell a backstory of who he is. You know, he hasn't got a smile on his face, so we don't know if he's a smiley character, or he hasn't got a grumpy look, so you don't know if he's a grumpy guy, or, you know, there's no story involved about the character. It's just, this is the design of the character, which is fine sometimes. For some studios, they just kind of want they may just want the overall design of the character. Sometimes, like, you're working on how his pants are designed, or how his jeans or just how its overall design will look, which is fine. But adding that extra pose, um, that extra bit to it sells the character to me. Which is a great tip. I mean, I'm no expert at character design. I'm no expert at creature design, even though I specialize in creature design. But you know, in having a pose for a creature and having a pose for a character that tells an interesting story about that character does really help in telling who this character is, who this creature is. You know, even sometimes I might place them in an environment, and that can help too. You know, not, you know, you want to, if you can, especially for the concept art world, you've got to save time. For me as an illustrator, I'm only, because I do less works per se, so I'm more of an illustrator. So I like to, rather than create concepts, you know, I like to get the finished concept, the finished illustration looking awesome. But with concept art industry, you want to be quick, fast, and just try and get the overall look done as best as you can. I mean, I recommend, even if you're doing concept art, to have 1 or 2 finished pieces in your portfolio, but you know, mainly you're looking after the concept side of things. Yeah, so I mean, for me, that's a bit of a struggle too, because I like to do detail. I like to, you know, try and get the drawing really, really good, and everything. So that's a bit of a struggle, trying to break it down, trying to get a drawing done very quickly, get a concept done or something. It is an interesting thing to work on, but I still try and give it my all. Yeah, time and effort equals success, and that's what Bob Sheo says in one of his videos, that I really do think is really true. So I've been writing blogs lately too, and that's been helpful. I've seen a few people actually look at that, which is awesome. I love to see that people are actually taking notice of what I am doing, which is awesome. I mean, most of the time I'm trying to work on creating art, creating illustrations that I can share with you guys. You might have a funny tooth here. I'm not too good with teeth as well. It's one of the things that I struggle with too, which is good. Well, you know, it's good that I can see I'm struggling with something, you know, because that's the way that you improve. The only way you're going to improve is with seeing your what you struggle with and what you succeed with. That's the only way that you can improve. Really, you need to, you know, you need confidence that you can get there. Basically, you know, you don't. You want all the confidence in the world that you can draw everything and anything. Yeah, kind of a thing. I mean, I don't know the end all of anything, but I try my best, and I've talked with some amazing artists that do know a lot, and you know, they've worked at this their whole life. For me, I have kind of been interested in drawing and art, but I always, like, I obviously had my sister, and she was always like, oh, she's way better than me, and you know, this is not for me, blah blah blah, kind of a thing. So I didn't really get fully started into it till I was kind of a teenager, kind of a thing where I was like, where I kind of decided I was like, I didn't want to do this, didn't want to do that, because I wanted to be a vet when I was younger, and so now I just get into a little bit of tones. I know I haven't got this pose probably right, but like, I think, yeah, I wanted to be a vet when I was younger, and I did a bit of science, and I didn't really like science that much, so I was like, oh well, obviously I don't think I want to be a vet then, if because that involves a lot. I mean, I wanted to like look after animals because animals are awesome. Um, you know, I really loved animals, and that's what I thought I wanted to be a vet. But then that involves um, dying, sick pets, and a lot of tragic things. Actually, it's like being a doctor. So I'm like, 14, 15, I decided, that's obviously I don't want to be around sick or dying kind of animals. I wanted to be around kind of happy animals. So I thought I wanted to be maybe more of a zookeeper or something. But I had no thought. But eventually, I decided that I liked to draw. I liked animation. I liked animals. I liked, at that point, I really liked Family Guy, and I wanted to create my own version of Family Guy or something. I wanted to create an animation studio. There's all these ambitions I had, and eventually it came down to what I really loved. I really loved to draw. Eventually I did more art. That year, 14, 15, I decided, I really love art. I'm going to go back into the do some art, because at that time I wasn't actually doing art. I think I was doing graphic. I think I was doing graphics, because we had graphics class, which is all about like drawing with line, which I really hated drawing with line. I preferred more. Well, I still do. I hate drawing with line, but I use it when I have to and need to and all that stuff. But I really just disliked using line. I prefer open freehand. But it's a really useful tool, and it's something I did learn. And I wish years back maybe I could have learned a bit more about using line and perspective and all that stuff. I mean, I know it, and I still kind of am learning it every now and again. There's a lot to it, but I wish I just took a bit more time learning perspective. It definitely would have helped me freehand, but I just really loved freehand at that time. I was like, I'm not doing anything but freehand. I love freehand. Eventually, I learned that you can't do that. You've got to, you've got to learn all your tools or sharpen all your tools to try and improve your skills and everything. So yeah, I had a little bit of a bumpy road, but eventually, once I got into it, I got into my course, and that pushed me forward into wanting to draw more. At that stage, I had this drawing of this troll that I thought was the bee's knees. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was best as everyone in my class, and eventually I saw their drawings, and then it was like, oh my gosh, I'm not that great. And eventually, I achieved to one of the one of the most like inspiring, most best at drawing, always drawing, kind of a thing. I wouldn't say I was the best at drawing there, but I was someone that was always constantly drawing compared to some of the designers slash people that wanted to do. Most of them wanted to be graphic designers, graphic artists, different field to what I wanted to be in, kind of a thing. So I always draw, always was improving. Most of the people there were only drawing when they were instructed to, but I was drawing all the time, and I would spend the most time on traditional drawing than anyone else. I would do extra drawing tutorials, like I did we had to draw still lifes. So still lifes of fruit and general objects and stuff. So I always went back and did extra. So eventually I decided that I really loved art and really loved illustration, and that's when I decided that, you know, I've got to keep pushing myself, keep moving. Yeah, and that's where I've got to today, is this. I mean, this drawing here, you know, it's not too bad actually, especially for a human face. I'm not that great with human faces, but I felt like I've given it a good go, and it's not too bad, not too shabby. It's got a bit of the pose there that I can see, and you know, it's just about, if you can find what you're happy with, that will keep you going. You know, you've got to have drawings where, for me, to make sure that you keep on improving. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that you're gonna hate, a lot of drawings that you're not too happy with. But the main thing is, if you can find drawings that you're like, oh yay, this is awesome, this worked out great, then, you know, that keeps you motivated, keep on wanting to draw, keep on wanting to improve, and things like that. So this is my last drawing, and yeah, I mean, I'm so thankful for all the people that do check out this channel. I live stream on Twitch, and then I go on to export it to YouTube. Usually that's what I do. And I try and get artists in so I can talk with them, because of me on my own, I mean, I'm not the biggest, baddest illustrator out there. Basically, I don't, you know, I'm not exactly I'm have professional practice, but I'm not in the industry yet. I'm still trying to get in there. But I can only give so much advice. That's why I like to get these other artists in that have awesome advice, that have the same kind of opinions as me. I mean, every artist is their own, they have different opinions, which is great. I love to hear different opinions too. So basically, yeah, just keep on improving, keep on working, you guys. Thanks for checking out this channel. Yeah, sorry, it isn't the greatest drawing in the world. I know this isn't that great, but the main thing is I did it, and that puts mileage onto more facial features. I can draw it again and again and again if I want, and you know, I can take this away. Maybe there might be a character that I do a facial, just a close-up face of, and I could take this pose and I could put character design into it, and you know, really tighten it, and because this is quite loose, well, it's kind of tight, you know, I've put it too tight, I reckon. I could have loosened it up a little bit, and that's what that quick gestural drawing does. But yeah, I've done what I've done. I've put some time in to learn some anatomy, because I've learned some stuff here, well, more mileage stuff. But yeah, so thanks, have a great day, and we'll see you next week for the next YouTube video. Have a great one. Goodbye.